And do it.
Yeah, baby, it is time. It is Sunday Fun Day on Sports and Tacos. We are live. We got people in Atlanta. We got people in LA. We got people in the Denver, Colorado. And there also, we got G Unit. She might be on, but we also got Mr. Bats, MLB star. He's in Green Bay right now to watch his 49ers. He might be hopping on a little later. But you know what? It's Bronco Raider ball today, boys and girls. It is time to unwind and let Bo Nix do what Bo Nix does. But before we go with that, shotgun, shoot it.
Sunday. It is National Raider Hater Day in Denverland. And this is the happiest I have been in probably 9 years for a Broncos professional football season. The Denver Broncos. I mean, okay, like I said last week on the show, I thought they were going to bust out the whooping stick and take out that loss to the Chiefs on the Atlanta Falcons. And that is exactly what they did. And my little friends here at Hooters are very sad because I rolled in with my Broncos shirt today after the Bronx crushing the Falcons last week. What do
Wasn't
we
that
have?
pretty?
It was. How do you weigh? I mean, it was a dominant win. It was at home. I don't really think that. I mean, the Falcons were missing a lot of people on defense and stuff. But how do you gauge that win, Tony? I mean, the Falcons,
You
they're
know
not.
what? I got the perfect answer for you, shotgun. Hey, man, when we started the game, we unleashed. We didn't sit back throwing east and west. We went
Right.
north and south. And you know what? It wasn't just our passing. It was our running too. Oh,
Yeah.
unbelievable. Our running a game. And you know what? Our tight ends are stepping up, but I got to give it to our wide receivers. Somebody wants that third starting spot in our wide receiver core. So now they're all sticking up. They're shooting it out. They're playing it out. And you know what? Hey, our defense. I want to see Benito to get his 10th sack today.
Yeah,
We
I
haven't said
didn't
that
I
for
didn't
years.
realize I didn't realize we were like top 5 in defense in
That
all
is
kinds of
correct.
categories. So you give us any kind of offense and I would put us right there with the Chargers, honestly. I
Yeah.
mean, because the Chiefs lost, that was essentially a fluke. So right now we're 6-5. We would be 7-4. About to be, would be 8-4.
Pump your
So
brakes, shotgun. Pump your brakes.
pump the brakes.
You're
Pump the
not even
brakes. Why should I
close.
pump the brakes,
You're
Bama?
not even close to the caliber of the Chargers right now. You're
You don't
showing
think?
signs of promise, but no. Dude, you got freaking waxed by Baltimore by like 40 points.
I guess that's true. We did
That
get throttled.
should give the Chargers a good run. I mean, win or lose, that's going to be a good game. But you're not the caliber of either one of those teams right now. So pump the
I
brakes
guess that's
real
true.
quick.
You got a good point. We need
You're
another
getting
draft.
better. You are getting better. This team is getting better each week. And you have a shot to make the playoffs and do something you ain't done in a long time. But don't say you're up in the top edge of the AFC yet.
Playoffs.
Hey, Bama, hey, I like what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But the first time that we played the Chargers, we were still playing where Coach Payton had hit Mr. Bo Nix by the puppet still talking. Now he finally released him, so he's doing his thing and he's throwing the ball. And you know what? The last 4 weeks, 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, 300 yards.
That's
300
kind of
yards,
what I was
200
thinking.
yards.
Is if anything, my biggest takeaway from that Falcons game, and Bama's probably right. We ain't a contender yet, but that is a huge confidence builder for Bo Nix. Bentley, what are your thoughts on the Broncos right now?
I think the Broncos, it's a tough division, but the Broncos are getting better later this season. I believe so. They are improving. They are building the confidence. So they can get a wild card spot. Very possible. I do see that.
Hey, that Chargers game, I can't remember. Was that in Denver? It was, right? Earlier in the year against the Broncos?
Yeah, it was in Denver.
So we have to go to LA to play them for that second game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm sitting here at Hooters in Roswell in Atlanta. All the little chickies are running around with their Falcons jerseys on. So I guess I just had to kind of start off there because I was possibly going to have to be wearing a Falcons jersey myself today if the Denver Broncos would have lost that game. So.
That was a good win, man. The Broncos showed me something that game because everybody thought of Atlanta's a contender in the NFC right there.
Yeah,
they didn't look like it. They didn't look like it at all in that game.
Denver's only going to get better with Sean Payton.
I guess in that division, they're still a contender. If they get healthy, that was a great win. Great win by the Broncos.
Huge win for the Broncos. Definitely.
So, anyways, I got some pretty cool topics. So, the Steelers beat the Ravens and then lost to the Browns. Who are the effing Pittsburgh Steelers? Is that just quick? You have to fight your one little brother one week, and then you got to fight your other little brother the next week. Is that all that is, really?
It's pretty much
a lot of rivalry right there, man. You got for instance, Steelers and Ravens. We already know the story with them too. Harbaugh, Tomlin. Hey, man, there's history there. But then you go, Pittsburgh flies over into Cleveland. When
then they have to fight the redheaded stepbrother.
In that weather all the time. So I can't say it was a weather thing. You know what was? Pittsburgh was too ahead of themselves saying, oh, yeah, we're coming in. We're going to win by this.
I think occasionally, the redheaded stepbrother, he knows how to get you.
Yeah. Steelers are just an overhyped team. The media always protects Tomlin and says he's a great coach. But let's be for real. The Steelers have declined. Ever since Tomlin, that was a team that coach, the previous coach, I forgot his name. He built that team. Yeah, he brought.
He had 3 coaches in there.
He has LeBeau. And all what Tomlin has done is just taken the team down the hill ever since. Remember that the Green Bay, how undisciplined they were? And
he needs
a mediocre team.
But man, sure, you got to understand, Tomlin has not had a losing season since he started his rookie year.
He takes garbage that other teams can't use and takes them to the playoffs.
How long has Tomlin been he was the coach? How long?
It's like
15?
17 years, 16, 17 years, something like that.
And that boy doesn't age.
Yeah.
So
but Tomlin's just an undisciplined coach. The team's not going to
so
they're just going to stay stagnant. That's where the Steelers are at. And especially if Tomlin.
So listen. So
your Chargers poll and
you got you got the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens. I'm trying to think of other where do we rank? Because Russell Wilson, as much as I hate him, he does have experience. But how deep do you think the Steelers go in the playoffs? I'm assuming they're going to make a wild card.
One and done.
Are they a one and done? Because I hate to say it. I mean, I kind of put the Steelers and the Broncos right at about the same level right now.
Yeah, but Broncos will improve. Steelers will decline. That's one thing about Broncos. I'll give them
they got an old ass quarterback that's going to get probably.
We'll give you that, Billy. The team's
down to the coaching too.
Yeah, but guys, hey, listen. The other night we saw the Bronco Russell Wilson, what Denver knows. Look what happened when he was getting stuffed in that line. Hey, I don't care if it was the weather. He's used to it. He's been in Denver. He's been in Pittsburgh. Damn it, he's been in Seattle. He knows weather. But at the same time, he couldn't stop him. And on top of it, they read every single play that he was doing. Right when he stepped out of that pocket, he was running for his life.
Steelers are a one-dimensional team. They're an image of their coach. That's what they are.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Mike Tomlin, did Mike Tomlin come to your house and rob?
I was going to say, Bentley is not a Mike Tomlin fan.
Cause so much hate.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I hate the Steelers.
He's eating his Wheaties, man, in the shower.
I mean, he's the head coach of my hated team. I hate the damn Steelers, but I don't. I respect
Bentley's next level. Did he not give you an autograph sometime?
Well, if you see Tomlin as a coach, remember when he signed the Steelers, he's wearing a suit. He was about discipline. they've declined. Now when he does the renegotiating and gets his updated new contract, you see him in sweats. He looks like a bum. I mean, that's the reflection of the team.
He's taking the Belichick route. He said, "I've been here long enough. I can wear a sweatshirt if I want to."
If he's winning Super Bowls,
all right, I figured it out. Bentley's mad that he got the wrong Harbaugh.
So let me ask you. Hey, listen.
I like my Jimmy.
Okay, this is probably a stupid question, but do you think the Steelers take a fly? Do they use their first round pick next year on a quarterback?
No, actually.
Well, no. What depends on what their pick is. Not like. Well,
I don't know. I have no idea what they. I'm just saying, like, if you're here's where I'm going with this. If Tomlin had like a Bo Nix, man, he could be there for another 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, but you also got to understand they also do have a second string guy that did start the beginning of the season. Justin.
I remember that. What, Rudolph, right? Rudolph.
Well, Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. I'm sorry, Rudolph's with the Titans now, but. That's all I'm saying. Like, I think overall that team, well, I don't know. I mean, I want to say they're lacking a great quarterback, but Russell is, if you put a team around him, he can win. I don't know. So
they're one and done. They're one and done.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, real quick, scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you taking the Steelers, Bama?
To like win this whole Super Bowl?
I don't know. Just do anything. Just.
I mean,
if you were buying it,
I'm going to give them a 7.
7. Tony.
Well, if there's no bad weather out there, I'll say an 8.
An 8. Bentley.
500.
Boy, you really don't like the Steelers.
No, that's actually high.
Okay. Next topic. So, Chiefs finally lose the game to the Bills. I guess that was probably inevitable. Do we have any thoughts on that? Anybody?
Nothing to worry about? No.
Yeah, I mean, it was in Buffalo, but I think we all pretty much had, if the Chiefs are going to lose, it was going to be that game right there. I wouldn't read too much into it, personally. What doesn't kill the Chiefs makes them stronger. So we know they'll come out firing, I'm sure. And once it gets to the playoff time, when it really, really counts, I don't think that'd be the same in right there.
Last season, I doubted the Chiefs when they got Taylor Swift and they were losing lots of Raiders. No, this team's collapsed already. And then playoffs, like, what the heck? Yeah. So now I'm not doubting the Chiefs at all. Regular season's one thing. Playoff time, holy smokes. Do you remember last season? That was a completely different team. So I think Chiefs are still for real. Regular season doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I just wanted their first loss to be that last game of the season at Mile High.
It should have been. Well, no, it should have been to, 2 weeks ago.
That's what I mean. I wanted them to be 16-0 coming into Mile High.
No. They should
crush their perfect season.
You should have crushed their perfect season back like 2 weeks ago.
When that game didn't happen. I've deleted that game from my brain, just like Super Bowl losses. It didn't happen. All that happened was the Atlanta game last weekend.
No, you don't have a lot in your head then if you're erasing all that stuff. That's about your whole glory.
Okay.
Now, one thing about the Chiefs now stepping up. Pacheco's back now. They still got Kareem Hunt. You know, their little wide receiver core is actually.
Yeah, Hopkins will get more used to the team right there. I mean, Kelsey's Kelsey. I think we're all pretty much in consensus that the Chiefs aren't going anywhere.
No, they're not going nowhere.
Their defense seems like they're stepping up every week. The defense is doing something to make something happy. And happy is when Mahomes runs the ball, passes the ball, or scores a crazy throw where nobody would ever see it coming in the end zone because of the defense.
Yeah. They're on the road at Carolina today, and that is my winner's pick. I'm still alive 12 weeks in. I got Kansas City this week, so hopefully they can take care of the Carolina Panthers.
How crazy would it be Kansas City losing to the worst team in the NFL?
Now, they just lost to Buffalo.
Hey, Tony, get on DraftKings right now and throw $10 on that.
I'm sorry, my brother. I already went the other way.
I'm sure you probably did, but
I probably should, since that is my winner's pick, and if I lose out, I'll be really not.
Just because it could be one of those games that just happens just because the football gods want it to happen. I don't know.
Well, the game I'm excited for is tonight. Philadelphia stepping in SoFi Field playing the Rams. You got a quarterback now that has a fully recharged wide receiver core. And then you got the other side where, God, it hurts. And then you got Barkley that's stepping up to the planes and doing stuff. And then you got both receivers just doing what they do. And you know what? Their defense is looking good too. That's a
So
good game. But you know what? If I
he,
was a money man, which I am, I do like Philadelphia, but I think the Rams are going to pull it off tonight.
okay, that was one of my. I was going to ask you. It wasn't like a pick of the day, but the Eagles are favored by 3. So Tony says take the Rams plus the 3.
Yeah.
Cool.
And if you're a crazy bettor out there, America, I'd do it the money line too. But at the same time, Stafford has both his boys back. He has a good tight end, and the backfield. Oh my gosh, they got some pretty good running backs back there that I did not know that they had.
Yeah.
He had both his boys back last week too, and almost lost the Patriots.
So
Yeah, and
So just my-
the Patriots, but they still a win is an ugly win is still a win.
my last little topic, then we'll dive into all the picks, is the Chargers. So, and I remember saying something the beginning of the season. Basically, Herbert, I believe, is a great quarterback. So if you get him a good coach and a running game, because the man, I mean, he's got a cannon. He's got an Elway-esque cannon. He reminds me a lot still of John Elway. You give him a running game and a coach, dude. That is a dude that can win a lot of football games. He is, and so what are your guys' thoughts of the Chargers right now? If there is a team, honestly, okay, would anybody be putting money on them to actually win the whole enchilada
God,
right now?
right now, hey, they're in the
Playoff
NFC.
run.
I see a playoff run, but you got to understand the NFC right now. Geez, gosh darn it, it's tough to pick, but I still, I put them in there, but I still like the Detroit Lions. I still like the Green Bay Packers.
But that's the difference. Chargers are in the AFC, Tony.
Oh no, I thought we were still talking about the Rams. I'm sorry about that.
Well, I'm just like thinking of comps for the Chargers. Because anytime you have a quarterback that is that good and you have a running game, it's scary.
Yeah.
And they hit hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Jim Harbaugh
It's
has
Harbaugh,
changed the
dude.
culture.
Yeah.
He's changed the culture of that team, and they're hungry, and they're young, and they're talented. I could see the Chargers this season. Okay, maybe maybe one playoff game, or either against a really good team, maybe just barely lose or something like that. So they're going to be a serious team. If they don't make it this year, obviously next year and every year, they will be improving. I believe so.
So let me ask you this. I'm going to assume that the Chargers make the playoffs. And I could see them. They're better than the Broncos. They're better than the Steelers. Give me your predicted score of a game at Arrowhead, Chargers at Chiefs in the playoffs. Because, I mean, honestly,
Very possible.
if you listen, and this is the thing. If
Have
you
they
can run
haven't played this year, have they? Have they played either of their division games yet? Chargers and Chiefs?
Yes.
Okay, so the Chiefs beat them first time?
Yeah, at Chargers. Yeah.
probably early in the season,
Yes.
So
At
they're a
Chargers?
Chargers team now, probably.
That Chargers team from 5 weeks ago
Just
to now is a completely
rolling,
different team.
rolling. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. If there's a team that could go into Arrowhead
Yeah.
and come out of there with a win in the playoffs, it could be the freaking Chargers. And I'm talking like maybe by a field goal in overtime. But, they're not afraid of them. And
They
I'm just
play
saying,
hard.
one of the greatest ways to control a hella good offense is a running game that keeps Patrick Mahomes off the field.
Yeah.
Just grind that clock, old school football, and they have that. And you combine that with an Elway-esque type quarterback who can pick up 3rd and 5, 3rd and 8 because he's got that cannon of an arm and he runs play action like a super pimp. You can beat good teams. I'm not saying they're going to. I don't know if they're there yet. But the Chargers, man, look out for the Chargers. Like
I like the Chargers run.
Anybody got their cell phone free? Like where they could get on their phone real quick and find out what the odds are on the Chargers to win the Super Bowl right now? Because I bet it's 20 or 30 to 1.
No, this got to be less than that, man. Because I think the Chargers are probably between the Chargers and Ravens, we'll find out tonight, the third and fourth best teams in the AFC right there behind. Been very close to.
Can anybody look that up real quick? Is everybody on their phones?
No, I got it. Hold on one second.
Just say Chargers odds to win the Super Bowl. I'm betting it's between 20. I'm just thinking, I bet it's around 20 to 1. So you throw $100 on that. I mean, it's 2 G's. So the Chargers team to look out for. That's all I got for topics.
Chargers are only getting better. You got Jim Harbaugh. I knew this was going to happen with Jim Harbaugh. He's a great coach. He's changed the culture of that team. He's got the guys.
How would you feel? Like, it's got to be. Do you think the Davis family just doesn't give? What are they? 25?
25 to 1 on
25 to 1, dude.
That's a legitimate. That would be a legitimate risk bet right there because that is a team with a good defense, a good running game. I say a quarterback that we all thought was going to be an MVP at some point a few years ago. Then he went downhill.
It's the culture.
And okay, maybe you don't throw 100 on it, but even $20 gets you 500, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they've got them listed behind the Eagles, Packers, 49ers, and the Texans are the same. I think they would beat the Texans heads up personally.
I think if that game, the one thing the Chargers don't have is any kind of damn home field advantage, you know? They don't have any, like, they're not going to be playing in a snow game at Mile High. They don't have that, like, magic in the playoffs.
But once they start winning, it'll change.
Do you think all the
playoff run, let's say next season, whatever, it'll be big.
All those closet SoCal Chargers fans are going to come out of the woodwork and just start showing up at SoFi?
We'll leave it at this then. We'll find out Monday night if the Chargers are at least a legit team in the AFC.
Okay,
that's the AFC Championship preview right there.
Maybe.
Okay. That's a bold statement, but it could be.
Yeah,
it could be. So, Tony, right now the Ravens are favored by 2.5.
And
where's
it at?
I think that's a trap.
It's in LA.
I think the 2.5 is a trap. If that was 3, I'd be all over the Chargers plus the 3 because if they lose by a field goal, you still get the push.
Nah.
Say you got to put freaking a grand on it. What do you do it?
I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm taking money line.
Money line. See, that's the problem. So even if they win by 1, you're going to win your bet.
Yep. Because okay, think about it, guys. The last couple weeks, Mr. King Henry, there's a reason they call him the King. Untouchable. You know, all these lines, all these offensive or defensive lines that he's running through. For one, he ran through the Denver Broncos no matter what, and we're number 3 in the world. And then all of a sudden, you know, last week against Pittsburgh, hey, I know what the score was, but he still ran that damn ball good. And you know what? You also got a 2-time MVP quarterback back there, and he's throwing the ball now instead of running it. And you know what? But when he does run it too, you got a double feature, and nobody wants to watch a back-to-back movie. We want to watch
Bentley. Tell Tony he's wrong. How the Chargers going to win this game?
Look, Chargers will stop the run. They will force Lamar to throw the ball, and Lamar under pressure is a poor decision maker. We see that every time in the playoffs. Lamar's IQ as a quarterback is not the greatest, so therefore they're going to stop the run. They're going to force Lamar to throw it, and Lamar will be throwing it to those blue jerseys all day.
But hey, man of the shower, the only catch is when they do stop the run, Lamar runs, and then he runs for 145 yards and a couple touchdowns.
Well, first off, they're not going to be able to stop the run completely. Derrick Henry's going to get his stuff from you right there. You're not going to shut Derrick down. And when I was just looking at the stats here, you gave up 450 yards passing to Burrows last week. Lamar can throw 450 yards passing easy, and especially against your defense.
That's going to be a
better quarterback than
Your
Lamar.
run game's great. Your secondary sucks. Tell like my team, our run defense is great, but our secondary sucks. So we're going to slow your run game down and make you throw the ball. And it's just going to be throwing the ball down the field. Whoever makes the mistakes is going to freaking cost.
Okay, here's where I'm going with this. I think the better quarterback is going to win this game, and I think that's going to be the Chargers. At the end of the day, because the teams are quite evenly matched. If you go
No, they're not.
quarterbacks,
Baltimore's way heads ahead in the quarterback position. He's
no, they're not.
Yeah, he is.
Herbert is.
Herbert cannot run anything like Lamar can. He cannot do anything
It's
but sit in the
true.
pocket. He can run a little bit. I've seen him do
But Bentley has a point.
His
And
arm
year
is so
after
bigger.
year, anytime Lamar
Bigger
is
than Lamar.
forced to throw the football in big games, he seems to not be able to do it.
No.
Well,
And
no,
let's not forget. Hold on, I'm going to give you guys something. There's an X factor. I'll give the Ravens the win because the refs miss a call or something.
Oh, that's bogus.
But no, see, it's in LA, bro. It's going to be the other way around.
Yeah. Hey, guys, we're not in Arrowhead. Guys, we're not in Kansas City.
I don't know. The referees
Well, listen. I've always noticed. Listen, guys.
All the time now.
No, listen. And this is something I have noticed. This is years of sports gambling. In big markets, LA, New York, when for some reason so there's 40 million people in Southern California. Now I know sports gambling is illegal. I don't know how to explain this, but many times I have seen odd calls, weird things happen in favor of the big market team. And I think that, who knows, it might be rigged, thrown, Donaghy, but when you have that many people with that much money on, say, the Knicks or the Chargers, they want to get paid. I've literally seen it. I've watched it for years and years. How a call that affects a game will go the big market team's way because there's so many people with wagers on that team. That
I'm gonna have to disagree.
I mean, you gotta understand this is LA, man. It's people that run like the world.
It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter because, again, like I said, Lamar is the better quarterback between the two. If
Illuminati. The Illuminati is what it is. That's some Illuminati shit.
I don't know. I'm just surprised. Where's Goodell? How come he's never brought up the issue with, hey, we're going to fix the story? What's going on with the refs? They are so sloppy now. I mean, it's so obvious in our face now. Where's Goodell saying, hey, yeah, we have a problem with the referees? Oh, what he says is we're going to have an international game or we're getting this as entertainment. Goodell's a horrible commissioner.
Straight cash, homie.
We got to fix the refs. That's for sure, because now anything could happen. I do not trust the refs. They're missing calls that are so obvious. The face mask is like the most basic one.
It's like gambling on WWF wrestling.
It is. It is. So
Cody Rhodes, baby. Money's on Cody Rhodes.
The bloodline.
Take Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's going to win the match.
Brother.
It's going to be really dramatic.
That's right. With a suplex.
He's going to beat the 3 count like 5 times, and then Jimmy Hart's going to come out and hit somebody over the head with a megaphone.
Something's going to happen, I think. It's terrible. It really is.
Jimmy Kimmel's going to shriek.
Okay. So, Ravens. Oh, man. If it was okay, I got to take the Ravens by a field goal in that game. If I was betting on it, I don't think I'm going to touch that game, but I just wanted to ask Tony's opinion. Okay, another game that I just want opinions on is the Cardinals at the Seahawks, and it's a pick'em.
That is a pick'em. That's a coin flip.
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
I
got Cardinals being the home team, but I could see it easily going the other way also.
I think I got it's at Seattle though.
I thought it was at Arizona.
I thought it was at Seattle.
It is at Seattle.
No, okay, my bad. Then I'll take the home team. Give me Seattle then.
And now it just the line just moved. Arizona's favored by a point.
So it flipped from so it's still basically a pick'em. What
about? Let's not forget in the NFC the dark horse here, Commanders.
I know, but just who would you take in this if you had to put $1,000 on Cardinals Seahawks?
Cardinals.
12th man at home, Seahawks. I take the home team regardless. I thought it was in Arizona, so I just went Arizona. But if it's in Seattle, give me Seattle.
I mean, the Cardinals have the better quarterback. They have Marvin Harrison Jr., but the Seahawks overall have a pretty damn good team, and they're at home. I'm taking the Seahawks by a field goal.
Gino has shown his limitations. I don't know.
I know, but overall, their team all the way around is a pretty damn good team. They got all the Broncos draft picks from the last 4 years or
Don't
whatever.
don't count out the Cardinals though, man. I mean that's under the radar team that's getting kind of like the
Tony,
better each week. It seems like.
Who you putting $1,000 on in this game?
Arizona.
Yeah. Okay.
Arizona, they got McBride, they got Connors, they got Harrison Jr., they got that little quarterback back there that now finally understands the books.
But they can't beat a team with 12 players. Seattle always has 12 people in Seattle. 12
Yeah,
men.
that's what I mean. And it might be rainy and cold and
Kyler Murray is going to slip and fall, and it's going to
Kyler Murray's going to slip in.
Game-winning touchdown.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be dropping balls.
I'm still taking Arizona.
The balls are going to be slippery and wet. Okay, now.
But I do like the 46.5 under, though.
That's not
bad. I do like that.
Yeah, that could be a good under pick. That is a pretty high. That's a pretty high number.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like that. All right, my picks of the day. My first one that I saw that stood out to me was because today is Redskin Commanders at the Cowboys, right?
Our Cowboys at the Commanders, actually.
Yeah. Okay. For some reason, listen, I don't know why, but give me the Cowboys plus the 10.5. That's just a big effing number.
There's a reason.
I know, but the Cowboys are still NFL football players.
Well, yes. So didn't they lose by more than that last week, though? Didn't they just get shellacked, the Cowboys?
They did, and that's why I like that 10.
How did they get better this
heads
week?
are going to roll. If they go into Washington and just get slaughtered, do you think Mike McCarthy even gets to get on the plane and come home?
I thought he was not going to get on last week. I thought he was fine after last week.
Well, Jerry likes to fire the coaches on the road.
Yeah. So, okay. So, it has to be a perfect time, too. Yeah.
So, I just, for some reason, I mean, I think the Commanders win this game, but isn't what's-his-face Cooper Rush starting for the Cowboys?
Yeah.
I think this game reeks of just under and garbage. Like 24-17.
How do you think that, though? I mean, the Cowboys are giving up, 30-plus points a game.
I know, man, but
dynamic quarterback in football right now, and Jaden Daniels coming into town.
Just because I don't know why.
I know it's a rival game,
my spidey senses are just telling me that the Cowboys are going to cover today.
Well, your spidey sense is usually wrong with your poster, so I don't know if I trust that.
Guys,
this is the first time in a long time I'm
bet the farm on the Cowboys plus 10.5. Tell me I'm wrong.
That game. Don't touch that game if you're betting. Leave that game alone.
I like the 10.5 and the Cowboys. They won't win, but I like the 10.5.
Yeah, they're just going to cover, and I don't really know why. Just because they're playing for their jobs, dude.
No, they were playing for their jobs last week and the week before. And the week before, they still can't put 20 points up.
Well, you would think at some point
35 up on.
This is a statement game for the Commanders. Imagine the coach. He wanted to be the head coach, and now they went to the Commanders. Look how much better they're playing.
That's a good point. Yeah, plus the fact that it's the Cowboys. You got a chance to beat the crap out the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you not take advantage of that right there?
Funny, man. The same old It's just, God, those guys. What a joke, man. The Cowboys are the biggest joke.
They're losing for Shador.
Yeah.
And my lead pipe, lock it up, absolutely going to happen. The Denver Broncos are going to cover 5.5 points today. They are going to bust out the second can of whoop ass on the punk ass Raiders in Las Vegas today.
Yeah, which is kind of like what we just said. What the Commanders are going to do to Cowboys? You got a bad team versus a good team, so you should put the leather on the Raiders today.
I am surprised that line isn't like 7.5.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not a touchdown at least. Yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts on that? I mean, if I was a millionaire, I would put $10,000 on that game today.
But I know. I would say the reason why it's not bigger is because you got Bo Nix going to the Raiders for the first time, and you kind of throw the records out in some of those games right there because they're out there to break.
But I mean, dude, the Raiders are effing horrible.
They are, but I mean,
who's their quarterback? Is it?
It's either O'Connell or Minshew. I'm not sure who's starting today.
Yeah,
is it Uncle Rico still?
Yeah,
It's either him or O'Connell. I'm not sure who it is, but yeah.
I don't think Rico's playing today.
So who's their quarterback?
O'Connell, the dude that was last year with him. He was back up. Yeah.
Like what? What are the Raiders? Okay, and that's what I was kind of like mentioning earlier. Like, does the Davis family hang out with the Monforts? Do they not give any craps about putting winning? They make so much money from their stadiums and their jersey sales that they just don't care.
I mean, it's unfortunate. They had the chance to get Harbaugh last season, and instead they kept their marijuana smoking Antonio Pierce head coach because they're like, oh, he's a great coach. And the guy smokes marijuana with the players. What kind of a head coach is that? I mean, that's just so unfortunate.
Isn't Tom Brady didn't he just become like a part owner or becoming a part owner?
A very small amount, but he is, yeah.
Maybe Brady could talk to Davis and say, hey, bro, let's come on. Let's turn this thing around. Let's do something. It could be possible. Let's see what happens. But unfortunately,
it's just crazy to me to think that you have possibly the biggest fan base of any NFL team, and you just suck always.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's really unfortunate. And I mean, again, unfortunately, the Raiders are bad decision making. And when they were getting this close to getting Harbaugh last season, I was like, wow, they got a chance. Oh my God, I was so excited for them. And then they skip on Harbaugh to keep Antonio Pierce. I mean, no.
And now you have this amazing stadium in I don't know. I don't get
Vegas, yeah.
And it comes from the top down, dude. They took knowing damn well they need a quarterback, they take a tight end with their first pick in the draft.
And he's doing really well.
I'm sure he is. Imagine how well he'd be doing if he had a great quarterback throwing him the football.
Well, he will be at some point. They'll get him a good quarterback. They'll get one.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's the Raiders. Maybe Tom could have an influence.
Yeah.
Maybe Tom Brady just become the head coach.
He'll play quarterback.
And they gotta feel crappy now that the Chargers and the Broncos are both good with the Chiefs.
It's a great division now. It's a great division.
It's the division it should have been like 2 or 3 years ago. Finally, where we thought 2 years ago, where every team in the division maybe could have been making the playoffs.
Going to a different team right now, and I just found out 49ers Green Bay, and Brock Purdy's not starting. Are the Niners done? That's it.
Yeah,
and that's
well, Bosa's not playing either, so your best defensive player's not playing, and your quarterback's not playing. So yeah, I'd say you should probably put the farm.
I know. I wanted to talk a little because Greg Vaughn was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be live from the game in Lambeau today." I was like, "Yeah, to watch your 49ers get crushed."
So who's
Jordan Love?
Quarterback?
A lot of Christian McCaffrey. That's Brennan Allen. I think it's a rookie or a guy making his first.
He's some dude I'd never heard of.
Yeah,
they have no backup.
So it's a lot of Christian McCaffrey. So if you have him on fantasy, you should be really well today. That's why I'm actually benching Juwan Jennings on my fantasy team, just because he don't have a quarterback today. I don't know who else a good throw to.
Well, Green Bay has no excuse to lose this game. No excuse.
So if the Niners, if the Niners go 5-6, I mean, are they? Do they maybe miss the play? Well,
the division's wide open, man. I mean, they're still in the playoff hunt until the last week, just because the division are in.
Right. So Cowboys and Broncos are my picks of the day. Tony, what is the pick that everybody needs to be watching today?
All right. This one's a good one, guys. You're probably thinking I'm going to take my Broncos. Or are you thinking I'm going to take the Chiefs? I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into New York, playing the Giants, where the Giants are a debacle right now. I think that, and the funny part is the spread is only -6 for Tampa Bay. I think it should be the 10.5.
Especially what Danny DeVito quarterbacking for him.
Yeah,
no, it's not Danny. It's Tommy Cutlets. Tommy DeVito.
But that's my pick of the day. But at the same time, I'm parlaying it with the Broncos, and I'm parlaying it with the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes.
What's the Chiefs favored by?
The Chiefs are 10.5.
And the Chiefs are playing who?
The Carolina Panthers.
Oh God, that actually so I always say don't do parlays, but That could be a pretty damn good parlay right there, dude. I would
And
I'd put a hundo on that parlay, but it's 3 to 1, so that gives you 6 to 1 probably. No, because you're going against the spread. So I wonder what what does that parlay pay out? You know, give you the odds because if it's just to win, then it usually is like 6 to 1. But if you have to beat the spread in every game, the odds go up, especially the bigger the spread is. I don't know. Does it tell you, Tony?
Well, right now, America, I'm putting it in right now. I am going Buccaneers, giving the 6.5. I'm going the Chiefs, giving 11. And I'm going for my Denver Broncos. And a parlay for $10 gives me 71-16.
How much? $10. So you're getting 7 to 1 on it. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. Text. You should. Hey, Bama. You should text Greg. Text Greg and tell him to do that parlay because Greg's picks of the day are the Buccaneers to cover and the Broncos to cover.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So.
Yep. Yeah, we'll do it. Hell yeah.
All right. So we've got all that. I guess the only other thing I wanted to chat about was Danny Dimes finally got released. Where does Daniel Jones end up?
It's
Anybody?
funny. I've heard rumors. Well, not rumors. I know one of the teams, of course. That's the reason he wants to go to a contender, of course, for this year. But Baltimore was one of the top ones I've heard, just as a backup, because Lamar does get hurt sometimes, and we could use a better backup than what we've had over the last couple of years. And I can't remember the other team. It was somebody similar to that. That was another playoff team that's got a similar kind of a pedigree.
But a good fit just off the top of my head all of a sudden would maybe be the Niners.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. They got a good coach who Shanahan can make anybody.
Yeah.
Even Harbaugh as well from the Chargers as a good quarterback because he needs to be with a good offensive style head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's never played anywhere else. I mean.
Yeah, no, I think the 49ers would be a great fit, honestly, thinking about it. Especially since they got rid of Darnold last year. So you don't really have a Batman. The backup's the rookie today. We're starting the guy we never heard of. So, yeah, I'd rather have Daniel Jones probably than that dude start.
Somebody call the 49ers and tell them to pick up Danny
Send
Dimes today.
I
mean, boy, I would have done that. If I was thinking about it, I would have done that for this game today at the Packers. I would have had him in uniform today.
Yeah, just hand the ball off to Christian, throw the ball to Debo and Juwan. You're fine.
Think about it. I mean, if they lose at Green Bay today, they're 5-6, and I'm not saying that they can't recover from that, but it's not going to be an easy path. If they win, you signed Daniel Jones one day to because did they release him? Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Like, dude, just get on a plane and get here. I don't care what you got to do.
Look what Jim Harbaugh did with Alex Smith. Alex Smith is a very similar kind of like a Daniel Jones, one of those high picks, and just was horrible. And then look what he did when he was playing with the Niners with Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
So, you guys are all talking about the 49ers and everything that needs a quarterback. I think needs a quarterback, and I think he would be a good fit there because of his style and his athletic style. The Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, yeah, they need a quarterback.
Look at the talent they have for wide receiver core. They got Jonathan Taylor in that backfield, and he likes to stay in that pocket, and that Indianapolis line is a big line.
Oh, so they should have traded freaking Danny.
But do you really – okay.
Flacco. They should have traded for Flacco. Flacco for Dimes.
I don't see Dimes. Okay, that's true, but I just – Danny Dimes – is Danny Dimes taking the Colts to the promised land?
No, but neither is Aaron Richardson.
But I could see because the Niners are such a
Anthony Richardson's not either. But
the Niners are such a good team that because all to me Purdy is really a good game manager, and that's all they really need. And I can see Daniel Jones doing that. Just don't turn the ball over, And the Niners could win a lot of games. I don't know. I don't know how severe Purdy's injury is. But I mean, I don't see Purdy being. I don't know, because if Daniel Jones were to come out play well, Purdy could be the kind of guy that could potentially lose his job. He's not freaking. He ain't Joe Montana.
Not yet.
Well, that's what I mean.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I mean, I don't know. It just, I don't know. I guess the guy did go to the Super Bowl and stuff, but
Now,
who knows?
listen, what Purdy is right now, and I wish Greg was on so I could tell him too, because he'll probably agree with me. Right now, he's a Band-Aid taking care of a wound, waiting for that wound to heal, and then you peel off the Band-Aid and you get a new one.
Really? I don't know.
I think
I was always the one that wasn't a very big Purdy fan, but once again, I guess I'm the one of the good vibes today, kind of like earlier with Billy. Purdy's not that bad, man. Again, he's a game manager. He throws for
He's not.
2 yards.
Hey, okay, don't get me wrong on that.
He's good enough. Okay, to me,
Like
he's good enough.
Last year, I admitted it last year. I like Purdy. I'm on the Purdy bus, but right now,
I'm not though. But I'm the way
I've been watching him this season and all that. You know what? It hurts to not have McCaffrey in that backfield. It hurt when Samuels was hurt. Ayuk out. You know, he had a lot of problems, but with that problem, he can make a situation and do it himself. And he's not doing it. That's why they're going to be 5-6.
I think he's good enough to lose the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's a lot of quarterbacks are good enough to do that.
I think right now they're good enough to maybe make a wild card.
Yeah. And, you know, who knows? They could get hot. Then the team, like I said, the team minus Purdy is a great team.
You get that team healthy, man. Watch out.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm on the same boat. You know.
No, exactly. You get that team healthy. Watch out because they're on their way to their next Super Bowl loss.
Yeah, depends who they play. Yeah.
So, all right, guys. I think that's all I got for today.
Word.
Cool. Well, everybody enjoy your Sunday fun day of football. Go effing Broncos.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Love you, America.
Yeah. We'll do this again next week.
Go Baltimore.
Adios, guys.
Later.
See ya.